All right, boys. First, apologies for there being no game audio. Turns out when I was recording this, I also have my, music playing. I forgot to pause. I was actually thinking I was listening on my desktop. Don't know why. Anyways, listening to some classic rock. So, if you guys know Black Rain, I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. Probably most of my subs do. RG Trey Blib... RG, I'm gonna call him RG. RG's in-ring gang. Okay, now those guys are some competitive Madden players, and this guy was no walk in the park by any means. It was a constant chess match, and honestly, one of the funnest games I think I've played this year. I genuinely love when me and neither my opponent aren't really getting screwed that game. It's an actual chess match. Now, at the very beginning, I'm assuming he's going through all his personnel, changing them where he wants to be. I don't know what playbook he's running. He has bunch tight end. He has some trips. I never saw him going into bunch, so I want to say most playbooks have gun bunch. So maybe he was in jets. I honestly have no idea what he was in for defense or offense. I actually wasn't paying attention at all. But here's a little key fact. I'm going to be discussing everything in this game. If you guys are using the Packers, be absolutely certain, and I mean absolutely certain, that you go into the depth chart and you do the automatic auto reorder. I think that's what it's called, because Bakhtiari is not your starting left tackle. Okay, this is something I've learned many times of painful efforts. Is Bakhtiari, I think he must have got injured or something. So make sure you do the auto reorder, because for some reason when I tried to do it pregame, it didn't save. Don't know why. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. You guys that play regs a lot more, you can tell me why. But anyways, right now we're going to go ahead and set up audible. We're going to set up personnel. Okay, very first thing right off rip. If you're playing a competitive Madden player, generally there is a mutual understanding that you're going to have to take a first delay game. And you know what? Delay it. Decline it. If I can speak English, sometimes English is hard. You see right here, he'll go ahead and decline it. There's generally a mutual understanding of, hey, I need to set all my audible up, my personnel and all that stuff, and then you can get locked and loaded, ready to go. So I was checking about tight end. I'm like, I was kind of considering getting rid of getting rid of tight end corner and replacing it for X spot. But I do like tight end corner because of cover 2. Now, he comes out cover 4, drop show 2, and blitzes everybody, and we get a little jiggy, dumb out the CPU, and off to the races we go, to the 10, to the 5, to the touchdown, to the house. Now, these are 5-minute quarters. And again, my apologies for no game audio. I completely forgot to pause the game, music. Why am I can't think right now. I forgot to pause the music. So, first drive was a cover 4 drop show 2. You blitz all linebackers, you press, and that brings them into the gaps. You can also do a show blitz that brings them in. You can also do a double baseline. There's a lot of different ways you can do the sugar look on defense. So, I didn't really see what he was running and going. But you know what? First play of the game, we get a touchdown. You got to take it. Take what's given to you and give them less of an opportunity to read your offense as well. So, starting up, slot CB package out of the Big Nick Lower G. This guy's going to come out in strong H-wing, okay? Strong H-wing. If you run man defense, the fullback, important piece of information right here. Write this down. Take note. The fullback cannot be guarded by man defense. Let me say that again. Do not run man defense against this, because he can put his fullback on a table route, a wheel route, and he will not be guarded. I don't know if that's the case still. I don't know how we got that tackle. But previously, if you were to man him up, the man assignment just kind of dumbs out and leaves the fullback wide open. So I believe that's why he's running this strong H-wing, plus it's a stretch. Is just, I believe he was expecting a man defense, because that's the meta. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to the channel, you know I don't run man defense. I seldom do. Right here, we're going to go ahead and take the over the top, because I knew the cloud flat was going to rally down, and I think that actually wasn't a cloud. That wasn't a cloud flat right there. That was a seam flat. I knew the seam flat was going to rally down because I did not have my zone drops. I don't think I had them set quite yet. And so I'm like, okay, we're going to take the over top. Seam flat's going to come down, and he's going to play the flats. I'm going to go ahead and let him have the flats. It's fine. We're going to take the over top. Now, also pay attention to strong H wing. There is a deep post. Okay, that deep post beats cover 3, and it beats cover 4. I remember that literally the second time he runs that strong H wing, and so I'm like, okay, if he comes out on strong H wing again, which if I remember correctly, he does not for the rest of the game, we have to deep half that. Otherwise, it's going to be a walking touchdown, especially with Hollywood Brown. Okay, speed demon. Now, this is the first time he comes out on trip side and offset. we're going to go ahead and just kind of get ready. Now, we get stuck on the D-line. That would have been an absolute snuggie. That would have been a user pick if we did not get stuck on our defensive tackle right there. But when you get stuck on a defensive tackle, you really just try and cover as much as you can. Now, with him running trips on the short side, kind of demonic, I would never, ever recommend this. It's hard to tell if it's an RPO or if it's a passing play because of the compression of the trips. If he used to run trips on the wide side, you could tell if it's an RPO or not based on the compression of the set. It's just a giveaway with it. So again, he's going to run on the trips. I think just kind of bluff the play call, so I can't really tell if it's an RPO or not. And this time we go ahead and get on the user. Now I'm watching that tight end dig route, and right here you see he takes his little table route. Table routes are really hard to guard. Later into the game, we start adjusting to that. I start manning him up and shading him to the outside. I kind of put a flat out there to help play to the sidelines as well. We start adjusting, okay? Now right here, he runs this little RPO. Luckily, nobody blocks, and we get a free tackle. Perry Nickerson getting a loss of 2 yards right here. So 2nd and 12. We're ready for the table route. Go ahead and Mabel that one side of the field. I don't know why I shade up right here. I believe it's, I honestly don't know why I shaded up. I went ahead and double Mabel right there. He goes ahead and misses. I feel like I kind of got cheated, but he probably maybe should have low pointed that instead. But right there, hits a little slant route. I feel like this top flat should have played that a little bit better. Right here, he's going to go ahead and just snap the ball. I wasn't able to get onto my user. I wasn't able to pinch my line or get anything set up. So 4th and 2, he's going to go for it. All right, so we pinch our line right here. This is a bunch tight end. All right, I'm going to just start manning up the trip side right there. I'm not really too worried about a PA boot over, which is what he runs. All I'm worried about right now, like you see my users on the tight end the entire time. I'm watching this tight end like a hawk. Give me that ball, and that's a pick. Now, given we don't give it too much space right here, this is kind of the hardest part of the field, especially for offense on both sides. Because they could send you a blitz and they could lurk the flats pretty easily. Now, right there, accidental timeout. That could potentially really bite you in the butt, making a small mistake like that. I just accidentally pushed that button. That's huge. Now, given that this is only the first half, the timeouts don't really matter all too much. But if this is the second half, that could be life or death. Okay? Not in the literal sense, but you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about with that. Now, 1st and 10, we're going to go ahead and run a bunch tight end. Okay, I want to just lap bunch tight end a little bit more. And we're actually going to audible over to gun trip tight end offset because this guy's running a 3-down lineman set, $1 set. And we're going to go ahead and run a trap. Now, I did not know this about the Ravens, but the Ravens have a ability that's like, it's like an inside stuff, but it works on every single run. I don't remember what it's called exactly. It seems like it does pretty darn well in blowing up this RPO trap. So I'm going to I didn't know this ability until later on because I actually eventually checked it for some reason. But you can see he's just blowing him up every single time. Now right there, we're falling forward, getting a good gain of 4, 2, just little chunks. I'm just wanting to get myself a little bit more space, be able to get a little more breathing room so I don't have to panic. If he's sending a blitz, I can make a read. I can get a progression out there. And I can just stay calm. Now right here, we're going to motion over Devontae Adams, a high-low read, inside switch. This is my favorite setup, aside from PA boot over, of course, because it forces the user. Now, we probably could hit the crosser over the top as well with a low-point pass, but I just wanted the guaranteed first. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, get it to our number 1 receiver, Devontae Adams, and get it that first down, move those chains. Now, we've got a lot of breathing room right here. We're going to go ahead and run inside zone. You can see, again, that guy is blowing it up every single time, but we're just chipping along, okay? Just chipping along 3, 4, 5 yards. I know eventually I'm going to break one against this $1 set. Right here, we double team him to deactivate it. And you can see, again, just chipping. Chip. We're like 3rd and 5. Again, just slowly inch our way down the field. I know I would assume if he's part of Rain Gang, he's good. He works with other pro Madden players, so one must assume this is a good player. And he is. He's good. He is good. But right here, we're going to go ahead and get a good, huge chunk of yards. Again, what are we doing? Chip away. Just like they say, knocking on heaven's door. We're chipping away down the field, grinding, and just continuing to move the rock. That's the most important thing when you're going against somebody that is good at the game, is just to move the ball, no matter what. If they cannot stop an RPO trap, if they cannot stop the RPO buck sweep, you keep spamming that until they show you that they can stop it. So again, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe, I don't know, can he stop this in this 3-2-5? So why not? Let's just go ahead and try this little buck right here. He actually goes ahead and run commits, okay? So that tells me right there, one big thing. I'm like, okay, I don't know if he can actually stop that run without run committing. So we're going to go back to it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and actually run the trap. Now, I'm thinking right here, or we're going to run the buckler sweep. I'm thinking, okay, what are the odds? I know he won't run commit twice in a row, and maybe he does run commit twice in a row. I don't think he ran commit right there. I was looking at the safety the entire time. I don't think it was. It was actually just plain old man defense. But it kind of tells me if somebody run commits, it says that, hey, I don't know how to stop that run. I don't, which is a good thing. That's what we want right here. Take a little check down Aaron Jones, get us some yards, fall forward for me. Let's go. Getting us that first down, but again, we're going to just chip away. So we're keeping that in mind. Okay, he ran commit last time. If he's run committing, I'm feeling pretty confident about going into that trip set, and maybe later on we can catch him on a run commit for a one-play touchdown just because he ran commit. Now, that's a lot of things that we're going to think about at the same time, but it's just some things you have to contemplate, right? You always have to keep in mind. Right there, I was actually maybe thinking about X. I was also hoping that Aaron Jones would keep running upfield, because I feel like he could have got separation if he would have kept running. I could have just led that straight up for an easy touchdown because there's no deep half on that side of the field. But again, just things we're keeping in mind. So 2nd and 10, we throw it away, of course. You don't want to take a sack because, first off, I'm not a conservative. We're unbalanced. So we're going to go and motion over Devontae Adams, run simple low mesh post. Now, I streak number 83, and he does press. Okay, so that tells me another thing, that he might actually be shading down with a pressed coverage. Big piece of information right there, because if he's shading down and pressed, that means I could potentially hit that fade route out of flood motion to out, provided that he does not have a deep half or a deep zone of some variety on that side of the field. Now we go ahead, and I'm just flipping back and forth because I want to screw up his audibles, and you kind of see we kind of do. We go ahead and take a little check down right there, get a good 10 yards, about 11 yards, we'll stop and go with tight end. But we're just trying to screw up his adjustments because I want him to constantly have to flip with us, because what I know is the blitzing linebacker out of this cover 2 man, he's dropping him into a hard plat. First time going into PA boot over right here. We're going to go ahead and snap the ball, roll out, look for A. I knew he was going to bite down on the delay fade, so instead what do? We hit the little shallow crosser again, dink and dunk. What is the name of the game? Dink and dunk. We chip away the entire game. Excuse me. Take what is given to us and just move those chains. Ooh, got a little dry. I need to get some water maybe. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and see if we can catch him on a run commit right here. We go ahead and just audible. I act like I'm bluffing the run right here. I double team. You get the little hand signals. You can see right there, run commit. Everybody was open. All 3 receivers. I just had to pick a button. I had the tight end open. If I would have sit him on a streak, I would have had literally everybody wide open. So, again, we remembered that from last time. It's like, okay, he ran commit the first time. So what are the odds that he run commits right here? If he doesn't run commit, no big deal. What do? We scramble out. We just simply throw it away. Or we just pray for a breakdown, or maybe even split the safeties right there. Again, I was betting that he was going to run commit, and that bet paid off. We won the bet. We got the money back. All right, so we're now up 14-0 in the first half. We do not get ball at the second half. He gets the ball at the second half. We got ball at the first half. And so we got to get a stop right here. I'm okay with giving up 3, but, realistically, we want to keep it to nothing, right? Because we're trying to get a stop. Now, he's going to get in a bunch tight end. Again, I don't know what playbook he's in with strong 8 swing that has a stretch out of it, that has trip tight end offset, that has gun bunch tight end, because I believe, Jets do not have a stretch out of them. Maybe Jags playbook, not entirely sure, but we're going to go ahead and just set up for PA boot over right here. He actually drags his tight end right there. Good little adjustment on his part, because I was putting a 3-row cook out there just in case he had a delay fade. And you can see right there, what does he do? Adjusts. He adjusts my adjustment. This is kind of the chess match back and forth with what we're having to deal with. So we're going to go ahead and flip corner blitz 3, and this is something that I need to do more of, is probably start using the flats more than the curl flats. But you can see right here, I was worried that curl flat, the seam flat was not going to play the crosser all the way to the sideline, because it kind of looked like he's going to caught him flat-footed. And so I take that away, and we give it the delay fade. Now this guy's just going to spam PA boot over, PA boot over, PA boot over. Now right here, this should be a pick. I have a 3-route cook out there by bluff blitzing my defensive end, and, well, he throws it blindly. So we don't get blessed for a good adjustment on defense right there. And, well, kind of have to just suffer because of it. Now, this time he goes back to PA boot over. I know there's a cover 3 bomb out of this, and I know you can hit it from right here. So I go ahead and a deep half. Big mistake right there, because look at that wide open corner. I believe that was a tight end corner. I believe that's what that play was. But a huge mistake, and that cost us. So we give up a touchdown. Unfortunately, we give up a touchdown. That's not what we wanted to happen. But I was more concerned about the cover 3 bomb, because I don't know, maybe this guy doesn't know about the cover 3 beater out of this, but there is a cover 3 bomb out of any gun bunch tight end play. Literally any. You can call play if you know the correct adjustments. you can be cut for the out of it. So I'm not really sure if this guy knew about it or if he doesn't. It's just kind of one of those things I had to guess. So I guessed wrong, give it a touchdown. Now, we get ball. Okay, I want to drive right here. Now, again, if you guys remember early on, I accidentally took a timeout. That's kind of where this is going to bite me in the butt. I really would love to have 3 timeouts right here because then I'm not super nervous about the time. I feel like I can honestly drive on this defense the entire way down the field and at least get 3 points out of it. I'm feeling pretty confident during this point in time. I'm like, okay, you know what? He really hasn't been able to stop me too well. Let's just see if we get it into range of field goal, maybe get lucky and get a broken play. Oh, well. Now, this guy comes on 3-3-5 wide, and I automatically think, I'm like, okay, he's going to go ahead and run the double Mabel. So what we're going to do, we're going to counter the double Mabel. And you can see right here, we counter the double Mabel. I had A open, I had X open, I had Y open. I literally had 3 receivers. I even had the dig route open. I just had to push a button. Flood, not good to run the double Mabel against because it's so easy. Now, if you run a Mabel with man defense, it's not too bad. That's what he does right here. Now, I probably still could have low pointed that. And if I would have still stood in the pocket, I could have hit running back out of the backfield as well for an easy game. But you know what? We go ahead and roll out to the bunch side. And now it is 2nd and 10. So I probably need to stand in the pocket a little bit more right there. Be a little patient for my routes to develop. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and just do what you do. So we're going to go in motion over Devontae Adams in a slant. Again, this is man defense. I know I can hit the slant if he has a curl flat set to 25, which I'm assuming he does. He actually does not right there. We still low point past that. And this is where I'm really wish I had 3 timeouts. I really, 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 really wish I had 3 timeouts right here. Because 2 timeouts, it's not enough. It's either you pray they can spike the ball in time and save that last timeout to try and get in field goal range, which I need about 20 yards, I want to say, to be pretty safe for field goal range. I know I can hit it from the 40 because I know I can hit about 56 yards when there's no wind at all. Right here, he's playing man defense. I'm just thinking if anybody's going to route bounce, somebody does, but unfortunately we dropped the pick or dropped the ball, and I think that would have been really close to field goal range. I maybe could have hit that. If it was about 41, I feel like that's the absolute maximum that I can hit it. Other than that, it's really just a risk it, right? So we're going to go ahead and just run PA boot over, see if I can get lucky. I know this is pretty much the last play of the game. It's 4th and 4, so what the hey, yeet. So we're going to go out motion Valdez scanning. This is really easy setup. I like to run against man defense in particular, but the problem is the delay fade, right? The delay fade. Now, I was trying to get out of bounds right there with 2 seconds left. Of course, at that point, you're just trying to get lucky and just pray that something happened. So, oh well, beggars can't be choosers. We're going to go ahead and head into the second half. Again, remembering that this guy gets ball at half. So, pretty big piece of information right there. We've learned quite a bit. We learned that he cannot confidently stop the RPO without run committing. We know that. We know that he more than likely will run commit on the first time. But now you also have to think about, okay, if he's run commit the first time and he gave up the touchdown, what are the odds that he run commits again on the first try? Probably pretty slim. So with that kind of mindset and thinking, okay, what are the odds that he run commits? Being slim, I probably ought to start running the ball a little bit more and force him to run commit, right? So again, we're going to go ahead and just look for the little crosser, and it said he has a delay flat instead of the delay fade. It's a delay flat route. And then this time I'm expecting a delay fade. So I go ahead and bluff blitz my defensive end to keep a 3-yard cook out there specifically for the delay fade. And now I just got to watch the slant. Okay, the slant's all mine. Slant's all mine. Right there he goes ahead and he, again, somehow delay fade. I think what happened right there is the 3-8 got pulled inside by the slant route, which opened up the delay fade and, well, allowed him to get a first down. So gun trip tight end offset. I feel like I was doing pretty good in defending this particular formation. I don't think this is an RPO. It's not. And so right here, we're going to go ahead and just rally back to the little curl route. And now he's just waiting for a route bounce. He gets right there. He gets a fortunate route bounce, actually, as a playmaker. And right there, it's either you guard the route bounce or you guard the playmaker, or pick your poison kind of deal, right? That's all we're essentially doing at this point. So right here, he goes ahead and rolls out right there. This is where the mistake starts to happen, is I probably need to start switching my 30s to my flats, and my curl flats to 5, specifically for the rollout corners, because they're back. Somehow, magically, they're back. I don't think EA's ever going to manage to fix them, but yeah, so we're going to go ahead. I probably should have lurked the running back right here, and I need to lurk this, but we're going to go ahead and just wait on the playmaker, click off, and let the CPU go to work and hit stick him with for a gain of absolutely nothing. So we're doing a pretty good job about containing Lamar Jackson. Even if we're not having to spy, we have to use or both a playmaker straight up field. And Lamar Jackson doing pretty good about that. Not gonna lie, we're doing pretty darn. I'm feeling pretty confident about defense right here as I was talking about feeling confident about defense. He takes his little table route and gets first down. Oh well, now he's gonna go hurry up offense. Now don't worry, we eventually adjust to the table route. In Briggs, it's easy to guard a table route. It's a whole different ball game. So right there, again, runs his little RPO. I click on, make sure that we can get the tackle because it's Marquise Brown, I believe. And he's trying to get out, trying to get jiggy. And, of course, there's a big speed difference. So right here, we adjust to the table route specifically. You can see right there, table route's not open. He throws it into double coverage, throws out my user, and at the 3-rec, and we get the pick. Rashad Gary, 1 interception. Let's go. Okay, so now, again, we're pretty much on the 10-yard line. Okay, I know it's on the 11, but we're going to go ahead and drive and get one more touchdown. I feel like if we can get one more touchdown right here, that ends the game. So right here, nothing open. I maybe could have hit the delay fade a little bit earlier. If I would have just hit it as soon as he released, I probably could have caught that. But it's just a risky throw. You know what? Why take a risk? And why not just play for the next down? Just throw it away. Keep it simple. Keep it safe. So we're going to go ahead and start doing something different right here. Oh, I wish I could point on the screen. The left of the screen linebacker usually has been put into a hard flat. So that's why I put the Aaron Jones on a out route to the right. Just because of the hard flat on that side, as you see right there, cover 2 man, the blitzing LB. I think he's now manning him up instead of dropping him into hard flat. And so I switch up the route combinations because I know the tight end's not going to get pressed. I know he gets a free release. I know Aaron Jones can beat man coverage. And yeah, again, we're just trying to mess up his man defense. So right here, he actually believe he shades down, but there was a deep half over the top. I wasn't quite sure if that deep half was going to react. So you know what? I was just like, you know what? Let's just try our luck. See if we can get a little lucky. And luckily, EA blesses us right there. So first blessing. Now right there, I forgot. I'm like, okay, what the heck? I'm like, Tavon Austin should just smoke that guy. I'm like, why is he not burning him? What is going on? Well, Funches was in. That's why he's like stupid slow. Okay, so we go ahead and auto sub him out. He's gone. I guess never mind. Funches is still in the ball game. Right there, playmaker, and we get an overthrow. Now, I think that's mostly because the pass rush is running in our face, and there's really nothing much you can do about that. Probably, again, should have stayed in the pocket, should have stood in the pocket, and just made the read with the playmaker. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Right there, go ahead and take a little option out. I know Aaron Jones is going to catch. That's a linebacker. He's going to ag your soul every single down if you play the linebacker on him. If it's corner, different ball game. But again, you cannot run a dollar or 146 against New York Jets because I can just audible over to the trip set and offset, run a RPO trap or RPO buck sweep, whatever you want to call it, and basically just dot your life away. Now, right there, I was looking for B. B maybe had a step. There was no deep help over the top, so maybe if I had Devontae Adams out there, I probably could have hit it over the top for a one-play touchdown. But again, why risk it? Now, he's going to go back into this 3-5. He's staying in it. So, you know, we're going to test this run defense. How well can you stop the run? It looks like he actually pass committed right there. And so we caught him slipping. It's a game of adjustments, boys. Just saying. If you guys think spamming the same play is not skillful, there is an art in doing so. We are reading the defense. We are reading exactly what they want to do and why they are doing it so we can start counter and adjusting it. So, again, last time, you guys remember last time he ran commit. Let's see if he run commits on the first try. I'm just testing the water. I'm like, okay, let's just see. Is he going to run commit right here? Is he going to run commit? And he does not. So what do? We go ahead and take the little bubble, and we get the first down. Funches, and I see that time, I'm like, okay, Funches is still in. Funches, be gone. Bye-bye. Valdez-Scantling getting. I need my speed, guys, especially for the slot in that particular play. I need speed right there. Otherwise, you see he could potentially get caught from behind. So we're going to go ahead and run inside zone. I see I'm like, okay, he's not running it. He's not able to stop it. And I think he's pass committing against this. But you can see right there, again, maybe better stick. I probably could have got some more yards at that. But what do? We chip away at the clock and at the field as well. You know what? 2 yards is just keeping the opponents honest in the run game so they can't just drop everybody into coverage and pray that something happens with the pass commit. You really got to keep them honest. So right here, easy way to set up PA boot over. Okay, we're not even running a delay fade. I probably, maybe could have hit A. Maybe could have hit A with passing to the right. I was looking at A. I'm like, we're not going to throw that because I believe that was a safety man up to on the linebacker, and there was not a speed difference at all, or at least not significant enough to be able to hit that throw. So right here, PA boot over again, just changing it up. Tight end on a drive because he does not get pressed. We're actually going to go ahead and run inside zone. It's 1st and 10. He hasn't been able to stop it. We're going to go ahead and just make a bunch of fake hot routes, and make sure he stays honest to the run. Stay true to the run, and that sets up the pass. Just like in real life, running the ball sets up the pass. As you guys saw earlier in the game, the RPO set up the touchdown because he ran commit. So we're keeping all that in mind. We're going to go ahead and just keep him honest. We're going to keep passing. I know if I'm in gun bunch, I'm going to run the ball. Now, he should know that by now that I'm going to, or not run ball, I'm going to pass the ball every single down. So he should know that he could go ahead and pass commit, and he should be fine. Now, right there, we would have had Aaron Jones, but Aaron Jones got ran over by a defensive lineman, and I was kind of upset about that. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of EA right there. We would have had Aaron Jones pretty easy for an easy completion. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of unlucky, unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and run the same exact route combination, and I know Aaron Jones is going to beat his man. I know he will. Like I said, he does, but we also have the tight end open as well for just a simple gain. Now, at this point, I'm like, okay, do we go for it? I don't agree with the timeout right here, but do we go for it or do we not? And this is where I was checking Jordan Love would come out. Fake field goal, holder blast. He comes out in regular defense. We audible to a regular field goal. We go up 2 scores. 17-7. Feeling pretty confident. I'm like, okay, I feel like I can stop him on defense. I feel like we're not having too much of an issue until he hits that deep roll at corner. And yeah, you know what? Sometimes he just basically gotta try. Okay. The best bet, the worst thing that could happen in this situation is he gets 3. We get the ball back. We chew the clock. We force him to use his last 2 timeouts, and we get a first down that ends the game. That's the worst thing that could possibly. Okay, worst thing that could happen is you get a touchdown. Realistically, I'm okay with giving up 3 because there was still a full touchdown ahead. And yeah, so right here, we're going to go ahead and look for the table route. Table route's not there, and he hits the little corner out from the tight end. Now, I did have my clock routes at this point set to, I want to say I had them set to 30. Maybe I did not. But yeah, he had the little tight end corner out. Pretty good dot right there. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and move on from that. I don't know why Jair Alexander isn't playing that too well, but right there, you can see right there, he takes his little table route. Forget to man up the table route. You guys noticed earlier in the game, if you've been watching very closely, and right here, I don't know what happened. If you've been watching very, very closely, you notice that I have manned him up. Now, right there, I was like, okay, do I have my flat set correctly? I don't know. I switched right here because I was anticipating a crosser of some sort. I don't know if cover 3 bomb out of this, so I'm really not worried about that at all. But right here, I don't know what the fork just happened, but yeah. That's an outside third, and thank the good Lord he gets cheated. So I'm like, okay, instead of a third, do I need to put a quarter right there? Do I need to have an outside quarter instead? I don't know. I honestly didn't know. I'm like, why is that not working? And then all of a sudden this happens, and that was an outside third. So, boys, I am, yep. To say I'm confused is an understatement. Oh, yeah. And now right here, I don't know what happened right there. I know for a fact I did not hit RB and down on the right stick. I know I did not run commit. What was really strange is not everybody, if it was a run commit, not everybody bit down. So I don't know what happened right there. Really, really, really strange, really unfortunate, and the worst thing possible could happen. Now, absolute worst is he would have got the recovery right here. Like that would have been really, really bad, and that probably would have really killed us. So we get the recovery. We're gonna go ahead and get on ball carrier conservative. At this point, your mindset needs to be, okay, let's get rid of his 2 timeouts, and let's just force him to have to drive down with as little time remaining as possible. Now, right here off rip, he's going to go ahead, and I believe he run commits right here. He run commits right off of the bat. Don't agree with that, but again, I'm keeping note of that. I'm like, oh, hold up. You're run committing on the first time you see this? Okay. Say less. Say less. You want to run commit on strong 8 swing? I'll keep track of that. And we're going to go ahead. I'm just kind of looking through different formations. The game, I'm feeling pretty confident that the game is over. I'm feeling confident that I'm in. And we're going to go ahead and just let the clock wind down to the 2-minute warning. The reason that we want to let the clock wind down should be pretty obvious, but to some that are newer, is we want to start eating into those timeouts. He's got 2 timeouts remaining. And I've been feeling pretty good about playing defense. Not really too much of a headache. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a first down right here and force him to use his first timeout. The 2-minute warning acts as his timeout, okay? Since that's his mindset right there. He's like, okay, I still got 3 timeouts. But we're going to go ahead and motion over Devontae Adams. Again, it's man defense, man defense, man defense. Actually, sorry, we're going to motion over Tavon Austin. And we're going to look for either Tavon Austin or Devontae Adams. He guards Devontae. We look for Tavon. Dot. Take that first timeout away and keep the clock. Oh, no, he's not going to take a timeout right here. Interesting. I don't know why he's not taking a timeout here. Don't know. I would. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. You want to wait for the next down so you can take him away. But right here, we're going to go ahead and run inside zone again. We're trying to take away his timeouts. He run commits, takes the timeout. Okay, again, what are we doing? Nom. Those timeouts are now Oreos to us. We are going to ingest them and we're going to enjoy them because that's hurting him more than it is us. 3 is helpful right here. 3 is huge because what does 3 do? 3 makes it to where they must score a touchdown. They have to score a touchdown. So you got to be careful about this because you take a sack there, potentially you could fumble. You cannot run out of bounds. You cannot throw it away. You cannot risk anything stupid at all. And right here, I just did a really stupid route combination because I was expecting him to run commit again. He doesn't. We roll out. We scramble through Aaron Rodgers. We stay in bounds. We slide. Staying in bounds is huge right here. Your opponent is hoping and wanting you to run out of bounds. If you run out of bounds, you just gave him another timeout and you just screwed your own self. Don't run out of bounds in this situation. And so you're going to see me go ahead and run a little streak, little verticals right here because I'm expecting him to run commit. Again, first time I go to this, he usually run commit. So we're going to go see if we can go ahead and make him bite on that. Aaron Jones, little check down, foul forward, GG's in the chat. That is going to go, oh no. Sorry, no. 4th and inches? 4th and inches, though. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay, big right here. Big decision, big brain decision. Do you go for it here or not? Let me know in the comment section. Do you let him hang and do you go for it? And I want to know why. Why would you go for it right here? I don't. I originally was thinking of, hey, maybe a fake field goal holder blast. But instead, I go ahead and take my 3. Reason I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, we could put ourselves up 3 scores pretty much a touchdown, force him to drive. He takes too long to get down the field. And we're going to go ahead and take a delay game. I want to take as much, or not take a delay game, we take a timeout. I want to take as much time as humanly possible. Every single second is precious. And every single second is vital to him. I want to take all the time away. So this takes an additional 2 to 3 seconds as well. So that puts about 16 or 15 depending on how the clock runs off. So 15 seconds to go. So 15 seconds to go. We're going to go ahead and sky kick this to the fullback. Maybe see if we can get lucky for hit stick. Try our best. Now, part of me also was thinking, okay, you could even go for it right there and make him drive, but he calls a fair catch. Bad choice. I can see it both ways. I think it's a bad decision. Maybe you can get a little lucky and try and return it. But that now puts him even further away from the end zone. So if you think about it like that, okay, so if I go for fake field goal holder blast on that previous play, that maybe probably would have put him at about the 18-yard line and have to score at least 3 to tie it and 6 with extra field goal to win it. So we're going to go ahead and just play some off coverage. Hop on Gary. If he wants to running back on the little tail route, he can have that. I'm playing deep the entire time. You notice the tail route is wide open. He can have that. I don't care what should have been picked right there, but he can have that. So we go into quarters 3 deep, prevent defense, 7 seconds left. And again, what am I going to do? Play back. If he wants to run the ball, he can run the ball. I am playing everybody off, backed off, shaded over top. I'm using the middle linebacker as well because there are ways to prevent defense. So back it off. He runs this RPO trap bubble, little stop and go, and that's GG. So GG to you, man. A rain game, we're coming after you. Not really. I don't really play this game all too much, but GG's to you guys. And hey, fun game, good game, man. That was a hell game, honestly. That's probably one of the most entertaining games I've played in a while. So if you guys are new to the channel and you are struggling on offense, be on the lookout for an offensive scheme to drop. If you need defense in the description. Okay, check it out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.